Hey everyone, it's Sarah from Sassy Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the books that I read in 2018. So, let's dive right in. I don't know how many books I'm going to get to within this one video alone, but I have read a lot, and it's only April, 7th. I've read 34 books so far this year, so, I'm making progress, and I haven't really filmed that much because I've had a really busy semester, and so, now that I'm on spring break, I'm taking a quick couple of hours to just pre-film a bunch of videos, and I'll upload them sporadically whenever I have time. So first up, let's talk about a novel that I DNF'd. I have two previous videos that I've uploaded from this year, The Long Walk, which is a review, and then I have my review batch. I think 1 through 5 books I did, books 1 through 5 through this year. So let's start with book number 6 in this wrap-up. I picked up The King of Bones and Ashes by J.D. Horn. I kind of hate names with J.D.'s, Casey's, and I feel like I've been reading a lot of those recently, so it's all in my head and I get them confused. But I received this book from review from NetGalley, and I was really excited for it because it follows a set of women who are witches in New Orleans. And I was like, this sounds super cool. I was really interested in it. However, I DNF'd it, I think, at about 25% in. I gave it 1.5 stars based off of what I've read, which is generally what I do give DNFs, 1.5 to 2 stars. However, sometimes I will give higher depending on the content that I read. And this was good. It had moments where I was like, okay, I like this, but my biggest problem with this novel generally is I felt very disconnected, and I don't want to waste my year reading novels that I feel disconnected to. I want to connect to something, and I just could not get into this for the life of me. There was just something about the pacing and the formatting and the overall story structure and how it was told in flashbacks and flash forwards, which I'm good with, but the way that it was told wasn't linear, and it was very a zigzag, and it was a lot to follow. I didn't like any of the main characters. I have a full-length review for this, and I will link that down below in case you are interested in my full thoughts as to why I DNF'd it. Next up, I read Manga Classics, The Jungle Book, which is originally written by Rudyard Kipling, and it was adapted by Crystal S. Chan, and the art was provided by Julian Chow. I am a huge fan of these manga classics. I got this from NetGalley. Thank you so much. I love NetGalley and the manga classics. They're so much fun to read. I just take a day or two, maybe a couple, depending on how much time I have, and I dive in. And this one follows The Jungle Book, which is a really famous story about Mowgli, and he is considered a man cub, and he is raised by tigers in the jungle. Well, wolves. I think wolves, and tigers like Shere Khan, and then Baloo the bear. Well, this story was a little weird for me. I give the 2 Jungle Book stories in here 2 stars and 3 stars consecutively. They're not bad, it's just they're odd, and Baloo's a very intimidating character to read, especially in graphic novel format. I was like, this is a scary bear. He's not loving and stuff. He's kind of aggressive, and he throws Mowgli around, and he's very abusive, and I was like, I don't like that at all. I feel like that gives children a bad message, that it's okay for mentors to hit you around if you're not doing what you need to do, and I don't like that at all. The next story, however, in this collection is called The White Seal, and it is about a white seal who is the only seal with a white coat, and he one day discovers that humans are killing seals, and he is making it his mission to find an island so he can move these seals away from these poachers and save the seals. And it was so beautiful. The art was really nice in here. I just really love the story, so I gave this personal story 4.5 stars. The next story in this collection is Rikki-Tikki-Tavi, and I grew up with Rikki-Tikki-Tavi. At the library in my elementary school, we'd watch the cartoon all the time, and so I really know the story of the little boy who finds a mongoose in India, and there is these cobras named Nag and Nagini, which, interesting names if you look at Harry Potter with Nagini, how they all have the same correlation with snakes, and I was just thinking about these things. But I really like this story. I gave it 4 stars. It's nostalgic for me. It's fun, and I just really enjoy Rikki-Tikki-Tavi overall. The next story in this collection is Tume of the Elephants. And this story was not as good for me. I didn't really like it, and I feel like it's not enjoyable or memorable, and for that reason I gave it 2 stars. Then the last story in this collection is Her Majesty's Servants, and this was a hot mess. It has like a moral, which Kipling stories always have a moral. Some of them are very questionable because he was a product of his time, to say the least. But I did not like this one, so I gave it 1 star. Overall, for the entire Manga Classics Jungle Book collection, I gave it 2.75 stars. It's not my most loved manga classic that I've read, but I definitely do enjoy it, and I'm so grateful for NetGalley and the publishers for allowing me to read this book, because I do enjoy these editions. I feel like they're really great. The next book that I read was an audiobook that I downloaded from my library, and it is my most hated book this year. It is Flawless, book number 2 in the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. So I went into this with really high hopes. I actually really liked the first Pretty Little Liars book when I read it back when I was a junior in high school. Keep in mind though, I'm a sophomore in college now, so my tastes have changed vastly, and the drama, I liked it. Like, I live for the drama. I'm here for it. Like, spill the tea. I'm here. But also, I have extreme problems with this series because it perpetuates that statutory rape and relationships with adult males and figures are okay for young adolescents who are barely in high school. And I find that to be incredibly problematic. When you're watching the TV show, you kind of notice it, like, with the whole Ezra and Arya situation. But in the books, it is really ramped up with Spencer and her relationship with whatever his name is, her sister's ex-fiance, and I just, it made me uncomfortable. The writing is really cliche. It is cringy, slightly offensive. You know, your typical run-of-the-mill 2000s era writing for teens, but my problem is that this continues to perpetuate negative stereotypes for young readers, and I know a lot of young readers still pick up Pretty Little Liars, and I feel like if they're picking this up, it continues to harbor these resentments and concepts that are kind of outdated and that are not really beneficial for society. They're just really bad thoughts to have about people, and those stereotypes should not be continually progressed in young minds. But this series continues to perpetuate it, and not only that, but it gives a big thumbs up to men who prey on young girls in high school, and that is not okay, especially someone who's going into education in the high school area of development. I am not okay with that. I think that it's really cringy, and when you're in high school, you don't really think about those things, but as you become an adult, you see how disgusting it is, and these people really are preying on the weaknesses of young girls who don't know any better and are just looking for relationships. Especially Spencer's relationship with Rin, I just remembered his name, and the fact that she gave her virginity to him, and the whole like concept and scene was very awkward and kind of disgusting to hear being read. Also, this narrator was complete crap. It was the worst voice in the world. She was, oh my gosh, like, Hannah, Arya, A is coming to get us. And I was like, I can't listen to this. Like, I need something, like, soothing, and this is pure crap. So, after the fiasco of Flawless, I have decided to not continue on with the Pretty Little Liars series. Which is kind of sad because, you know, I thought that I was going to continue on, but, you know, that wasn't how the cookie crumbled. So those are the 3 of the books that I've read so far in 2018. Let me know down below if you are interested in picking up any of these novels, or if you have problems with the Pretty Little Liars series. Let me know your thoughts on the TV show in contrast with the novels. I won't be continuing, but if you want to convince me, you can try, but I really don't think I am. I'm pretty much done with this series, which I'm sad about because, you know, I kind of feel guilty for, like, being so hard on this novel because it is written for younger readers, but I can't support something that continues to perpetuate such negative stereotypes and concepts that could potentially harm young readers. So, that's all for now. I hope to see you down below in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye, and happy reading!